I'm Jen Cooper again, and this week I'm going to do my informative speech based on the first 3 Star Wars movies. So in Episode 1, 2 characters, their names are Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. They are Jedi, which is basically the good side. They travel to a planet named Tatooine, and they find a little boy named Anakin who is a slave. And they help him achieve freedom by encouraging him to enter into what's called a pod race, which I guess is the equivalent to like an outer space NASCAR race. So he actually enters the race and he wins enough money to earn his freedom. So, which is a really big deal. So they find out that the little boy actually has the DNA for a Jedi. So they decide to take him in and take him with them to their planet and train him. But shortly after that happens, everybody's like, oh yeah, this is so awesome. But they find out that the Trade Federation actually declared war on the Republic. So like this connection of all these planets are facing war now. And then actually toward the end of the movie, the natives of the planet Naboo defeat the Trade Federation. And the bad guy, Darth Maul, he fights and kills Qui-Gon Jinn, the good Jedi. And in revenge, Obi-Wan, who is his partner, actually kills Darth Maul. So he cuts him in half. So for the first time, there's peace on the planet Naboo, and they have Anakin. So that's all you have to remember for going into the second movie. So in Episode 2, Anakin and Obi-Wan are together, and they visit a planet called Coruscant. And there they see a good friend of theirs that they met in movie number 1, and her name is Padme Amidala, and she's the queen of Naboo. So they see her again, and they actually find out that her life is in danger. So they're really worried about her, and they actually send Anakin to protect her. So they go away, they go into hiding, and he's going to protect her and keep her safe. And then after researching the bounty hunter that was sent to kill her, Obi-Wan finds out that he is from a planet that no one has ever heard of called Kamino. So he travels there, and when he gets there, the senator for Kamino wants to speak to him. And so he goes to speak to the senator, and he's welcomed, and they tell him that his clone army is ready. And he is very confused because nobody knew anything about a clone army. So he makes a phone call to the Jedi Council and says, hey guys, like, we don't know anything about this clone army. What's the deal? And they actually find out that a Jedi that's been dead for a long time has placed this order for this clone army because he had a feeling that there would be an intergalactic war. So pretty convenient, pretty neat. But while Obi-Wan is on this planet, he finds the bounty hunter who was sent to kill Padme. His name is Jango Fett, and he meets him and his son named Boba Fett. And we find out that Jango Fett was actually the prototype for the clone army. So basically he is the perfect assassin because the clones were all based after him, and they are an assassin army. So Obi-Wan and Jango Fett actually fight, and Obi-Wan gets away, but he puts a tracking device on Jango Fett's plane, and he tracks him to another planet called Geonosis. So Obi-Wan travels there and sends out a beacon to let the other Jedi know where he's going. And Padme and Anakin actually meet him there. And when they're all there, they're imprisoned and they're put into a pit of beasts that are supposed to basically feed on them. They're supposed to be so powerful that no one can defeat them. But the 3 of them get away, so everything's fine. And they actually find out that the Trade Federation has developed their own droid army. So they have a robot army. And at the end of that movie, Anakin and Padme have a secret wedding. So they're married now. And Senator Palpatine declares himself the Grand Chancellor. So basically now he's over the whole Senate. And now I'm going to talk about Episode 3. So this movie begins, and the war between the evil droid army and the clones is now taking place. And Darth Sidious, who, if you remember when I was talking about Episode 1, Darth Maul, the guy that killed Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Sidious was his teacher. So Darth Sidious now has a new apprentice, and his name is Count Dooku. And they're working with General Grievous, who they put over as the general of the droid army. So the three guys are working together, and they're trying to basically take out all the good guys, which makes sense for a movie plot. So Anakin, he is becoming increasingly angry with the Jedi Council because they won't let him be a part of the Jedi Council. And Chancellor Palpatine now, who is also Darth Sidious, actually. You start to see that in the second movie, but now in the third movie, it's really obvious that it's the same person. So the Chancellor over the whole Senate is also the bad guy, and you start to figure that out. But Chancellor Palpatine, as Anakin knows him, Anakin doesn't know he's both people. He starts to invest a lot of time in Anakin because he sees potential for him as an apprentice for the dark side. But Anakin doesn't know that. He just thinks he's just trying to be his friend. So they start to spend a lot of time together. And Anakin and Obi-Wan actually track down General Grievous and defeat him. So now only 2 of the bad guys are still alive, which is great. And then after this, they also track down Count Dooku, who said that Chancellor Palpatine was trapped, although we know that they're working together, so we know he's not trapped, but it was a plot to get them there. So Obi-Wan and Anakin go there to save Chancellor Palpatine, and Obi-Wan gets injured in the fight. So now Anakin is the only one that can save them. So Chancellor Palpatine encourages him to kill Count Dooku, even though Anakin says that the Jedi Council would encourage him to give Count Dooku a fair trial. He has this inner conflict. He doesn't know what to do, but he kills Count Dooku anyway. So there's a huge character change here. Anakin changes in a huge way. We can really see that in his character. He starts to be a lot more violent and angry. So Palpatine spends a lot more time with Anakin. In the Jedi Council, they start to realize that Palpatine's got to be a part of the droid army in some way. We can really tell. So they send a Jedi named Mace Windu to go arrest Palpatine. And Palpatine actually throws him out of a window and kills him. So after he does this, Palpatine orders for all the Jedi and their children to be killed. And so they turn the clones on the Jedi and have them go seek out the Jedi and kill them. So they're all in hiding now. So this is obviously really bad. And then after this order, Palpatine initiates the Galactic Empire and declares himself the Emperor over the whole galaxy. So Obi-Wan actually tracks Anakin to the dark side headquarters to go convince him not to be a part of this, and begs Anakin not to do this, actually. And then thinks that he kills Anakin because they have this really big fight scene, and he cuts off both of his arms, and he loses one of his legs, and he's severely burned. And so Obi-Wan thinks that he's dead. And then in the final scene of the movie, the music plays, and they lower the mask, and you can see that Anakin is now Darth Vader. So that is the end of episode 3, and a lot has happened. Thank you for listening. I hope you go watch the movies.